Co to jest? Oho! Ty, dla wszystkich wowowych świrów. Pa, jeszcze Tomek, Tomkek. Czy to jest Tomkek, czy to jest Tomek? Jak myślicie? Typo przerobił ikoniczne te dwa paladyna. To jest te dwa? To jest te dwa. Pewnie w jakimś Unrealu.
My friends, it's Judgment time.
Napisy, nie? Pewnie
My quest to reforge the legendary Judgment set started, as always, by upgrading the 3D model. The original is actually very low poly, which makes it all the more impressive that the artist managed to create what is still the most iconic set.
Ale to jest tak satysfakcjonujące do oglądania, nie macie wrażenia?
Some wrath babies are gonna come in and say,
It's just nostalgia.
Ale to też strasznie prosto wygląda. Jak to robi ktoś, kto umie to robić.
Speaking of which,
Ale
follow my Twitter. Also,
ty, jestem ciekawy, czy on powie, ile czasu mu zajęło przerobienie tego. Pojawi się pytanie ode mnie na sam koniec. Dlaczego Blizzard nie robi takich rzeczy?
Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and if you really want to help me out, support
Co
me
ty
on
gadasz,
Patreon.
Adam?
I
O,
promise it's for a good
to
cause.
niedobrze.
We do this all on a PC that can't handle the software and it hurts to live. When Judgment was first added to the game, it had quite a different look to it. Here's a side-by-side, in case you don't see the changes. As a matter of fact, all Tier 2 sets initially looked both very different and lame as fuck. Even crazier is that this was the look
Nie no, bez
both
kitu, no.
very
Te niektóre
different.
tier sety, na przykład to jest wojownik, priest, druid, no niektóre... Ale to są te dungeon sety, nie? To nie są tier sety, to są dungeon sety. One miały właśnie, one nawet tierami się chyba nie nazywały, no bo to nie jest T1, nie? To nie są dungeon sety końcowe z klasika?
And lame as fuck. Even crazier is that this was not just the first few weeks of release. Blackwing Lair came out with patch 1.6. The visual upgrade did not come out until patch 1.9, which was actually the patch for AQ, the next raid.
Aha!
What you see right here is the original concept art for the Judgment set that we all know and love today. The
Co?
design was
Ej, ja nie miałem pojęcia. Były placeholdery w poprzednich patchach do starych tierowych setów i one tak
made to
wyglądały?
embody the Iron Fist of Justice, the Inquisitor, the moment where prayer and kind words had served their purpose, and the time has come for hammers and chains, compliance or death. The time for judgment. Funny how it's
120
feeling.
godzin to jest przerobienie
The
czegoś
Azerothian
takiego?
version of the Westboro Baptist Church member has a very
No,
busy
ty
design,
gadasz, Filipa, w 9 minut.
which is fine when it's 99% texture. However, if you
Oj,
pull out
i co on teraz pokazał, to jest w ogóle taki relikt przyszłości, który mnie bardzo w grach irytuje, jeżeli teraz nie jest poprawiany, czyli płaskość tekstur. Bo kiedyś tekstury, tak jakby tych poligonów było na tyle mało, że trzeba było na płaskiej teksturze na przykład imitować pasek, nie? I jak ja teraz widzę grę, która nie korzysta z większej ilości siatek i nadal forsuje płaskie elementy wyposażenia, to mnie to strasznie
all these
irytuje.
details into 3D, it can get very cluttered and cause a lot of clipping issues. These challenges are as inevitable as people skipping to the end of my videos, and I knew I would be changing some elements. However, my aim was to alter the design in a way that fixes my problem, but simultaneously still convey the same identity and feel that the original did, using modern day graphics. Not changing what it visually achieves, but tweaking the way it gets there. And if not, who cares? This is 2023.
Ale
If you end
fajnie
up
się te łańcuchy robi.
unrecognizably butchering the source material, you can just fabricate a political narrative to blame the fans. In the Netherlands, neither UV unwrapping or rigging provides legal qualification for euthanasia. So I had to bite the bullet rather than plopping it into my brain. And after I did, my model was finished. Behold, my friends. In my previous video,
Ale
you
on
saw
w ogóle tak wygląda, tak bulki bardziej, nie? Taki skokszony, tak potężnie aż
make my
stoi,
first set
nie?
of armor, the High Warlord playset, for which I painted over the original texture from many components. Normally, this would be the way to go, but this isn't normally. Nah, man. This is
Pa,
judgment.
on tu tak stoi, chopie, wiesz, jakby księdz opłatek na zakrystii podawał.
And for judgment, we go from scratch. If you're familiar with my content, you'll know that I'm not a very good artist. This puts me at a massive advantage on YouTube, because there's no way I would have time for this if I was employed, and time I would need. I was determined to make this my best work yet. It simply had to be. I didn't want to look back at this video in a year and wish that I waited for my skills to develop more before taking
A
on
to
the set of
kolorowanie
all
zajebiście wygląda, nie?
Nightsabers. Nightsabers. So indeed I painted, and indeed I took my time, and the full block out of my judgmental friend looked something like this.
I to są
Good enough.
płaskie kolory
Carefully laid
narzucone,
down the
nie?
base for my lighting, trying to think where it would hit, where the highlights would be, and simultaneously try to replicate that modern Blizzard look. Which, boy, is that easier than it sounds. It doesn't sound easy. Yes, and it's still harder than it's...
No właśnie, bo Blizzard ma taki, w sensie WoW ma taki kreskówkowy styl nadal, no nie? I odtworzyć ten set, żeby on nie wyglądał nagle turborealistycznie, to jest ciężkie zadanie im,
Or I
nie?
suck. In which case, sorry, Judgment. And Mom? I wasn't sure whether to talk about this, because it's going to be cringe, but then I figured it wouldn't be a Tomcat video without a little cringe. I'm always fascinated by the idea of achieving a lot with little. Simple tools, simple tech, resulting in an experience or piece of art that time just can't put a dent in. When I play classic WoW, I find myself surrounded by this. Rudimentary, old-school fantasy that just hits that spot in my brain. Low poly count, low resolution textures, which is more limiting than you think. Primitive, bare-bones engine, all coming together into simple beauty. I could whip open
Ile on
Unreal
rzeźbi,
Engine
co nie?
5, follow 20 tutorials on all the fanciest tools I could find out there for every little thing, from hair to facial animations to procedurally animating muscle tissue to texture generators, and produce a piece of art for you that looks so convincing your grandma thinks it's real. But to smack digital sticks and stones together and produce timeless beauty, that's something no tutorial can teach you. That's talent. An old man classic? He's nothing if not the result of hard work and talent. Beauty, stripped of all its fancy gimmicks, paired together with game mechanics that bring it all to life around you in a way that, in my opinion, no
to
other
jest
game
tak
world has managed to
hipnotyzujące,
replicate
nie?
yet. 20 years of tech development be damned. And that's in part what I want this video to be. A tribute. A tribute to the Blizzard of old, and the sheer beauty they were able to cram into those scarce polygons that make up vanilla WoW. However, it's also a little bit of a tribute to new Blizzard. Many people have issues with the thematic direction the game is taken, and hell, I agree. I'm waiting for the day my loading screen tip tells me my feelings are valid, alright? It's getting pretty fucking soft out there. But that sentiment far too often translates into misplaced criticism of the art team themselves. I see comments telling me how bad their work is now and how they should learn from me, which is ironic, since my channel is mostly me scrambling to create a Chinese knockoff of the aesthetic they have managed to refine over the years. I've made this point before, I know, but it's worth making again. There's a reason I'm doing my models for YouTube, and they're doing their models for Blizzard Entertainment. I know the responses this video will get because people have wanted a Judgment remake forever. So have I. And probably, so has half the
A
day.
ja się
So
odkleiłem,
rather
nie?
than pretend like
Totalnie.
it's their choice,
Przysiadikos.
let's make this video a tribute and a manifesto. Furries, I know you like that word. Blizzard. Give the people what they want. Remake this set. Remake the Judgment Paladin. Please.
Ale do
It
sklepu
looks
go.
really nice. Special thank
Dawajcie
you to my
remake,
awesome
ale
new
do sklepu.
patrons. Blake Johnson, Unintelligible Crow, Eric Seegers, Thomas Vint Jensen, Cal Gordon, Sulfur Stare, and David. And since I didn't do a verbal shout out last time, Daniel Feeney, Joe Withers, Chaotic Blue, Fester, Connor Gladen, and Foe. Thanks for being awesome.
W ogóle WoW ma świetny system do tworzenia tych animacji, no nie? Ten zewnętrzny program do wyciągania tego wszystkiego. WoW jest jakimś takim giga open source'em, nie? Ja nie wiem, jak to dokładnie działa. Ale to dało Blizzardowi takiego kika kiedyś. Dzięki Adikos za gifta.
Spotkam się ze śmiercią.
Kurwa, jak to wygląda. Jeszcze zrobił takie iteracje jakby Death Knightowe. Chłopie, kurwa, jak to przerobił, nie? Ale jakie mocy ten set nabrał. Nie no, giga dobre, nie? Świetne, stare. Ty, ja w szoku. Jak można odświeżyć czasem samą graficzką coś, nie?